Hey everyone, welcome back. You know how much we love to get into those big questions here on the Deep Dive, right? Well, today we're tackling a subject that's all about asking those head scratchers, the ones that have puzzled humans for centuries.
That's right. Today, we're doing a deep dive into philosophy.
And to guide us through this massive world of thought, we're going to be using this, well, it's like an introductory text. But don't worry, this isn't about getting bogged down in stuffy academic jargon.
Not at all. This deep dive is going to be like a crash course.
Exactly, a crash course into love of wisdom, which is literally what philosophy means.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with the basics. Like, what actually is philosophy?
Yeah. So our source here defines it as a way of thinking about those big, important questions using logic and reason.
Okay, but what does that even look like in our everyday lives? Like, how is that practical?
Well, I think a great example is metaphysics. This is like the study of reality itself. Like, what does it even mean to exist?
Okay, I'm kind of with you, but give me an example. Like, how would I encounter metaphysics in my life?
Okay, let's say you're, I don't know, thinking about making a big decision. Like maybe you're considering changing careers. And you find yourself thinking, do I even have free will to make this choice? Or is my path already set? That's metaphysics.
Whoa, yeah. Okay, so even something as personal as my career can have these deep, like, philosophical implications.
Yeah.
That's pretty trippy. But how do we make sure we're not just going in circles with all these big questions?
All right, well, that's where the next branch comes in, logic. Logic is like the toolkit that helps us think clearly, make sound arguments, and avoid those logical fallacies that can really trip us up.
Oh, man. Tell me about it. I've had some epic argument fails in my life. Like, I swear I once debated with a friend for an hour about whether pineapple belongs on pizza. Looking back, it was just like a complete logical train wreck.
Exactly. Logic can help us with those everyday debates, but it's also essential for like evaluating the information we encounter. Which brings us to epistemology.
Okay, epistemology. That's all about knowledge.
Yeah.
Like how we know what we know.
Yeah, like how do we know what's true? How do we determine what sources to trust? What are the biases that might be influencing the information we consume? These are all epistemological questions.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it's not just about absorbing information. It's about, like, critically examining it, right?
Exactly.
Okay, now here's where I initially got a bit lost. Aesthetics. How does art and beauty fit into philosophy?
So aesthetics is often seen as this like separate area, but it's really about how we perceive and judge beauty. And it goes even deeper than that, like the principles of taste, the cultural influences that shape our perceptions.
So it's more than just like, oh, I like this painting, or this song is catchy.
Exactly. It's about why you like that painting, why that song is catchy. It's about the emotional and intellectual responses we have to art and how those responses like shape our understanding of the world.
That is so cool. Okay, so we've covered metaphysics, logic, epistemology, and aesthetics. What's next?
Well, how about politics?
Oh, yeah. Given all the crazy things happening in the world, politics definitely feels relevant.
It always is. And political philosophy grapples with some pretty fundamental questions, like what makes a government legitimate? What's the best way to organize society?
Oh, man, those are big ones.
Right. And then there's this like constant tension between individual freedom and the needs of society.
Yeah. Like, how do we balance those competing interests? That's a question I think about all the time. Okay, what about the last branch of philosophy?
Ethics. This one is all about morality. Like, what does it mean to live a good life?
Yeah. Like, how do we know what the right thing to do is, especially when we're faced with those tough choices?
Exactly. Ethics provides frameworks for making those decisions, for navigating moral dilemmas, and just trying to be a good person.
It's kind of amazing how these seemingly abstract concepts, like, really are woven into every aspect of our lives, huh?
Totally.
So we've covered the 6 major branches of philosophy, like metaphysics, logic, epistemology, aesthetics, politics, and ethics. It's been quite a journey.
It really has.
Any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Well, I just say, this is just the beginning. I mean, we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah, that's true.
Keep those philosophical muscles flexed. The next time you're moved by a piece of art, a song, a book, anything really, ask yourself, what's the artist trying to say? What does it mean to me?
I love that. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive into philosophy. We hope this has sparked some curiosity and maybe even inspired you to continue exploring these big questions on your own.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep thinking deeply, friends.